Ever wonder how some of those cool, neat companies get going?
Yeah, like how do they get the money to make it happen?
Exactly. This week's deep dive is all about that startup funding. We're digging into this report from Bearhug Recruiting. They analyze who's getting those big investments, and it gives us a sneak peek into the future.
Oh, cool. So, like, what sectors are popping right now?
They focused on environmental tech and enterprise software. So we're talking about tech that's good for the planet and businesses.
Nice. Always good to see those two things go together. So, what'd they find?
Well, buckle up because some of this stuff is straight out of a sci-fi movie, but like the real kind.
Okay, you've got me intrigued. Lay it on me.
Okay, so first up, we've got David Energy. They're tackling how we get our power, electricity and all that.
Yeah, what about them? Seems like a pretty big problem to tackle.
Right. Well, they just banked a cool $23 million to make clean energy the obvious choice.
Wow, 23 million. They must be onto something big. What are they actually doing, though?
So they're kind of like your regular energy company, but way smarter. Think smart thermostats that automatically adjust to save energy, and they're using real-time data to make sure the grid is using as much clean energy as possible.
So, they're like the tech-savvy energy company we all need.
Exactly, making it easier to go green. Love it. Okay, next up is Aeon, and this one's wild. They're actually pulling carbon dioxide out of the air.
Wait, seriously, how does that even work?
So get this, they're using minerals, like rocks, to capture and store CO2. And get this, it also happens to make the soil healthier.
No way. So less carbon in the atmosphere, better soil for growing food. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And investors agree.
Yeah, they got a $3 million boost for their Series A funding round.
Smart move from those investors. Okay, what else is on the innovation menu?
Get ready for this one. It's like they ripped it from the headlines. It's Genlogs, and they're all about making trucking more efficient.
Trucking, like 18-wheelers.
Yep. They use AI and sensors to track every truck's movement, like in real time across the whole country.
Whoa, that's a lot of data. What do they do with all that information?
Well, they use it to optimize routes, so there are fewer empty trucks on the road, wasting fuel. It's a win-win. Less wasted time and less pollution.
Smart. It's like they're bringing the efficiency of the internet to the open road.
Yeah.
And it's clearly working because they just got over $6 million in seed funding.
Talk about putting your money where your truck is.
Oh.
Okay, let's switch gears to something totally different. Ever heard of generative AI?
It's all over the news lately. I know it has to do with computers creating things, right?
Yeah, like super smart computers. And there's this company, Letta. They just got 10 million bucks to build even smarter AI.
Okay, so we're not talking about your average spell check here. What makes Letta so special?
They're building AI that can actually learn and remember things just like we do, but even better.
Hold on, AI with a memory? That sounds like it could change, well, everything.
Right. Think about it. This could
Hmm.
change how we write software, interact with businesses online. The possibilities are limitless. They're definitely one to watch.
It's mind-blowing how fast this tech is moving. So are there any companies out there trying to make sure AI doesn't, take over the world?
That's a great question, and it leads us perfectly to Harmonic. They're using math to build AI that is not only super powerful, but also way more reliable.
Math, like equations and stuff, how does that make AI more trustworthy?
Well, they're using mathematical principles to make sure AI behaves how we want it to. Less unpredictable glitches, more predictable and beneficial outcomes.
That's reassuring. I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies where AI goes rogue, so it's good to know someone's on the case. And it seems like investors agree 75 million in Series A funding is no joke.
That's a whole lot of trust in math. But it makes sense, right? If we can create AI that's both powerful and predictable, the possibilities are endless. Okay, let's shift gears from the digital world to something a little more grounded. Ever feel like charging your EV is a bigger hassle than it should be?
Ugh, tell me about it. Sometimes I feel like I spend more time looking for a working charging station than actually driving.
Right. Well, AmpUp feels our pain. They're not just installing more chargers, they're building a whole smarter grid. Like imagine if your EV could charge when the sun's out, using solar power.
That would be awesome. Not only would it be convenient, but it would also help promote clean energy. Sounds like a win-win to me, and it seems like investors think so too. They just gave AmpUp $15 million.
Now that's what I call electrifying innovation. But sometimes it's the simplest ideas that are the most impactful. Have you ever walked into a store and felt totally bombarded by those bright digital signs everywhere?
Oh, you mean like those screens that seem to be in every aisle now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like sensory overload, whatever happened to just looking at the products.
Right. Well, this company, Luma, is trying to change that. They're working with filmmakers to create actual engaging content for those screens.
Wait, so instead of blasting me with ads, they're showing me mini movies. Sign me up. What kind of content are we talking about? Think like mini documentaries, like about where your coffee beans come from or how a clothing company makes their stuff eco-friendly.
Okay, that's way better. That's actually something I'd want to watch.
Right.
Yeah. And it looks like they're onto something because they just got $10 million to expand.
Wow, that's a lot of dough for some in-store entertainment. But it makes sense. People want to know where their stuff comes from these days.
It's like they're making shopping an experience again, not just a chore. Okay, we've got two more companies on our list, and they're both using AI in some really cool ways. First up is Tetrix.
Tetrix, what do they do?
So they're using AI to help investors, specifically those who work in alternative investments.
Alternative investments, meaning like not just the stock market.
Yeah, exactly. Like hedge funds, private equity, that kind of thing. It's a world with a ton of data to analyze.
Okay, I see. So Tetrix is like their AI assistant helping them make sense of it all.
Exactly. And then there's Atomic Work, and they're all about using AI to make work, well, less work.
Oh, every office could use a little of that.
Yeah.
So like automating tasks and stuff.
You got it. They want to streamline workflows, handle all the tedious stuff that eats up our time, and give employees more breathing room to focus on, the important things.
It's crazy how much AI is changing the game in so many different fields. From optimizing trucking routes to helping investors to making our work lives easier.
Right. And the best part is that it frees us up to do what humans do best. Be creative, solve complex problems, that kind of stuff.
Totally. AI is our trusty assistant. It really makes you wonder, what's next?
Right. It's like we're living in the future, but we're still figuring out what that means.
I know, right? It's kind of mind-blowing, but also really inspiring.
That's the thing about this whole startup world. It's like we hear about all the problems in the world, but then you see all these people who are like, nope, we're going to fix that.
Exactly. It's easy to get overwhelmed, but then you see these companies getting funded, getting support, and it's, okay, there's hope for the future.
Totally. And it's not just like some pie-in-the-sky hope. These companies are building real solutions with real technology.
And making real money doing it, which tells you people believe in what they're doing. Investors don't just throw money at any idea that sounds good.
It's like they're putting their money where their hopes and dreams are, too. It's pretty cool when you think about it.
It really is. Okay, so we've covered a ton of ground today, from clean energy to AI that can practically predict the future. What's the biggest takeaway for you?
For me, it's just seeing how much innovation is happening right now. Like, it feels like we're on the cusp of something big. And the companies that are leading the way, they're not afraid to take risks and try new things.
And they're not just driven by profit. A lot of these companies are tackling big social and environmental problems, and that's really refreshing.
Totally. It's like they're saying, we can have it all, a thriving economy and a healthy planet. And that's a message I think we can all get behind.
100%.
So for anyone listening who's feeling inspired, we want to hear from you. What problems are you most passionate about solving? What kind of future do you want to see? Maybe you'll be the next founder pitching a game-changing idea. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for exploring with us. And until next time, keep asking questions, keep dreaming big, and keep on diving deep.